can also just hold it. I don't mind. Oh, look, it worked. Perfect. Good. Okay, are we good? All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Ina.
Hi, Sarah. I think we did together for the first time.
Yeah, I think so, which is really exciting. And thanks for having us here and for coming to learn a little bit about ethics, meditation, and retreat.
Yeah, so I think...
Ina.
Closer? Okay. Now? More. Oh, okay. I really have to eat it. So I think we have some common basis. We all know that the reality is not as it looks like, right? So we know about emptiness and seeds, and we know that the world does not work otherwise. So we wanted today to talk to you about ethics, but in a very fancy way. So we would like you now to put everything aside, sit up straight, close your eyes, because we will meditate for a couple minutes. We want to make it 100% practical for you. We will not let you go without doing something for you. So close your eyes, sit up straight, and go back to your breathing. Think about your exhales and inhales. Just find your breathing. And think about your life. And one problem that makes it really difficult right now. Just one. And think how cool it would be if you would be able to stop this problem. Just this one. Make a decision that you will dedicate your seats from this session to see yourself and other people free from problems. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes. I don't know how many of you did the Good Night Book Club yesterday. Please raise your hands, those who did. Oh, more than one. I also did. I did this book yesterday. I finished the introduction. And in introduction, what Geshe Michael says there, or maybe it was Gibson, I don't know who wrote specifically the introduction. It says, if you really want something bad enough, you will find a way. So it takes some efforts to train your mind, right?
Totally.
It takes learning some tricks how to trick your mind. And if you want it bad enough, you can do it. This class is exactly about it. And we will tell you how to start and how to restart if you have started already several times. Walk into your big goal, like, for example, seeing emptiness directly. By the end of the class, you will see the plan, how to solve your problem, the one that is bothering you right now. Maybe back pain, maybe something else. and it will be easy to understand and very practical.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think another thing we were talking about as we were preparing was just all the ways that we see ourselves doing things that we know might hurt us in the long run, but then you still do it. Does anybody have that problem? I know I do. So when Ina and I were preparing, we were like, we gotta make it practical. We gotta give them something they can do.
Especially if you are experienced enough already.
Yeah, exactly. And the things we'll talk about today, I imagine that a lot of you may have heard it before. We'll talk about a 6 times book and meditation and going into retreat. But what we'd like to offer are some practical ways to do it in a new way. Like a new way of thinking about it, because, you know, even after 15 years of trying these practices and applying them in my life, I still see myself doing things that I know are not what I should be, and that are gonna make me feel like crap in the long run. And there's something that I just can't stop myself. So we hope to offer some solutions if you happen to be like that, or if you need a new way of thinking about something you've been doing for a while. Yeah.
So we will also give our stories. Like, for example, when I started to do my 6 times book, which is, oh, I forgot to take it to the stage. I brought it specifically. That's fine. So I started like more or less 12 years ago. It was easy in the beginning. I was thinking it will go smoothly all the way through. Ha! I think I was very good, like I almost didn't miss a day like for 5 years straight or something. I was thinking it will last forever. No, you have to restart, find new things. And it is really helpful because it's actually not about the book. It's about watching your mind. It's a tool to watch your mind. For example, when I started, I was thinking I'm completely anger-free. I was, somebody is angry, not me. Like, all these people around me are angry. What's wrong with them, you know? And then, even if you are not like very detailed in your book, but you just do it, you just stupidly do it every day, something happens. You observe your mind better and better, and then I was like, oh, actually, this happened a couple days ago, and I kind of still do not want to talk to this person. Like, why? No, I'm not angry at this person, but why I'm still kind of hesitating to talk to this person, right? And it raises more and more questions. And so if you have similar issues, I don't know, do you think you don't have anger? It will help you to see what you are missing. Like, it's not that I don't have it, it's I don't see it, right?
Yeah. This, the practice we'll talk about mostly today, that 6 times book. It's related to the bigger idea of the second perfection of keeping our ethics. And yeah, we wanted to share personal stories about like what Ina shared. When you see a part of your mind that you didn't realize was there, that's an extraordinary gift to get out of just practicing living an ethical life and tracking your ethics. And I wanted to share an unexpected good thing that came when I really dove into this practice of, you know, what are my core values? And I really want to track it. So in the last meditation, some of you were there, I shared about someone at the Three Jewels, which was my Dharma center, is my Dharma center. It's home. Someone who, when they first showed up, she really annoyed me. And it really boiled down to that I was really jealous of her because she was so perfect and was everything I wanted to be. And I remember it was the first time, like Ina said, the first time that I saw that I had jealousy. Because before that, before I met the Dharma, I would never have said, oh, I have a problem with jealousy. Because quite frankly, I didn't care about the same things that other people cared about. So it wasn't hard to be happy for people when they had a kid or when they got married. Because I didn't want a kid and I didn't want to get married. But then when someone shows up and they're a really great practitioner and they're really effective at getting things done and serving the Dharma, all of a sudden I was noticing like, oh my gosh, my tendency is to break this person down. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to practice this perfection of ethics thing. And I don't want to be like that. And those negative emotions usually feel kind of crappy when you have them. Like it's hard to be happy and jealous or happy and angry. They don't mix.
We tried.
Yeah, we tried. So there I was with my book and with my meditation. And I'll tell you, it took 2 years, but the unexpected thing is that now this new girl is one of my best friends. Her name is Supriya, if you happen to know her.
Oh, I know Supriya.
I know, everybody loves Supriya. Supriya and I have joked about my jealousy of her, so don't worry, she knows. And luckily I had a practice to work with, but if you had told me on week 3 of working with Supriya that eventually she would be one of my best friends, I would not have believed you. But I just wanted to share that it does work. It is possible, and it might be unexpected for you.
So we will tell you, we will show the 6 times books, of course. I mean, we have to, that's one of the main topics, right, of the class. But not only this, but also how we solved ourselves, our problems with the 6 times book, and how it was more than beneficial for us, and also how to restart, because honestly, I failed so many times in doing my 6 times book. I don't know if anybody failed that many. More than with 6 times booked, I failed only with my breastfeeding, you know, like probably restarted 30 times. So it's the same, like your baby is crying, you don't have milk, and you just restart, boom, 2 days you have it. You know? Same with 6 times book. I loved how Geshe Michael said about meditation once. It will be like your old friend. The 6 times book will not judge you, will not criticize you. It will just be happy that you're back.
Yeah, totally. So we've been at it talking about the 6 times book. How about we have a look at it? Brian and Gina, could we get the 6 times book slide? All right, so let's do a little context. Like Ina shared, our goal is that at the end of this class, you're kind of refreshed, and you're refreshed on a practice you may have been doing. For you newbies, you'll get to learn a new one. And that it connects to the bigger thing we're trying to do in this retreat, which is get those 6 perfections really in our heart. And for us, since we're focusing on the second perfection of living an ethical life, we're gonna break down, like, how do you actually live an ethical life? And this is one of the practices. So, it's called a 6 times book. How many of you have this as one of your practices, one of the things you do? Yeah. Someone in person was like,
Who is
depends.
restarting right
Yeah.
now, right this
Who's
moment?
restarting? Yeah. Yeah, so we raise our hands like we know the practice or we have it, but maybe it needs an extra charge. Ina and I, as we were preparing, we were like, yeah, I have my 6 times, so we both pull it out, and we're like, yeah, of course, got it right here. Let me look at the dates. Okay, 9:30, 1 page later, 10:09. 1 page later, now we're in November. So we were sharing, like, it's so perfect that I got this
I have very
class.
similar.
Yeah, so perfect to get this class. All right, let's focus. So here we have a 6 times book, which is a practice of checking your ethics, or I like to think of it as checking your core values. Like, what is it in life that is important to you in terms of qualities or values, and that you want to live up to? You know, there is a traditional set of vows, and, you know, you can have many, many vows, and that's great. This is an awesome way to track your vows. But it's nice to also connect it to the things that you care about, you know? I know for me, if I just see a vow that says protect life, I'm like, okay. But as we were prepping, it was like, oh, if I make it a value, like I care about other people's well-being, that's important to me, then it shifts it from this thing I'm supposed to do to something that's very connected to what I care about. So that's the first, like, way to reinvigorate your 6 times book, is think about whatever is important to you and imagine tracking that. Then the way it works is you write out 6, or you look at your list of what's important to you. Maybe it's a list of core values. Maybe it's a list of vows. And you pick 6 of them. There's a whole method for doing that. We're happy to share all the details later. I'm sure there's people here who can help you with it. But pick 6 of those core values and check your calendar. Pick 6 of them, and then throughout the day, 3 times when the sun's out, 3 times when it's nighttime, look at how have you checked, or how have you lived up to that core value? How have you, like, done something where you cared for the well-being of someone else? That in this first box you see protect life, yeah? And then in your little notebook, you write down those 6 things, and when you go to check it every day, you take a note like, okay, I cared about the well-being of others when I provided my mother with a healthy lunch, right? I wasn't thinking about the well-being of others when I ate an entire row of Oreos. So,
You count.
yeah, you count. So then the last thing I wanted to share as a way to mix it up, jazz it up, is after you do something to make up for whatever that negative thing was, when you maybe fell short of taking care of the well-being of others, when you write the to-do of like, oh, okay, I don't want to destroy my body. I'm going to make up for it by having a stick of celery with peanut butter, because that'll be healthy. That'll be my dinner, whatever it is. Something I started to do that really helped was I started to add a to-do for the positive thing that I had done. And really make a point to make that also something I wanted to continue. So if it was something like, oh, I made sure my mom had a healthy lunch, my positive to-do might be, I'm going to sit here for 2 minutes and really feel good about that before I go back to my work.
And
Yeah.
that was so cool yesterday, because I had a gap and I restarted a couple days ago, like regular, my 6 times book. I was like, wow, this is cool. Because I had probably like some of you also periods when I would be too negative about myself, like I would complete only minuses, you know. Then I was tired of being, you know, so low, so low self-esteem, you know, and then I was like, okay, I will focus on positive. Then I had no minuses, you know, only plus. Then I would balance, and I tried today Sarah's technique to coffee meditate right away. Like I wrote down that I protected life yesterday by watching not to step on the ants, and by being a vegetarian, by going to bed with the Good Night Book Club and not as usual. And I just sat, turned my phone like 2 minutes, you know, I turned the clock, and for 2 minutes I was just going one by one all these instances. I remembered more. I forgot already, but I remembered much more. And I was like, oh, okay, it does make difference. Maybe you will want to use Sarah's trick to how to make it more fun for you, your 6 times book.
Yeah. Okay, so in a minute, we're going to get to the traditional list of like baseline ethical principles. But before we do that, I wanted to, this is a new thing I added. I didn't tell you this.
That's fine.
As I was writing up my script. I wanted to do a little like, just a thought exercise on like, what is it about the second perfection of ethical living that like really changes our life? Because we said at the beginning, like, you know, we're here because probably something didn't go right in life that got us wanting to find another way. So what is it about living an ethical life that brings us to a deeper state of happiness and hopefully creates a better world for ourselves and for those around us? And the little like thought exercise that came to mind was the expression, you are what you think. Have you all heard this before? Okay, it's a very common expression, at least in English. You are what you think. And then my super analytical, logical mind was like, that's technically not true. I'm not my thoughts. There's something else, so you can't tell me I am what I think. But what I think is so helpful in that expression that has become a very common idiom? No. Idioms are what Geshe Michael makes. Expressions are what we say often.
Idiom.
Idiom, yeah, exactly. What I think that points us to is that the way that we think has a huge impact on how we live, how we feel, what we say, and what we do. Mm-hmm. And those actions of what we think and what we say and what we do are what, in the long run, end up creating the world that we live in. And when I say the world we live in, I mean the internal world we live in and the world around us, right? So, it's not that much longer. I'm almost done with the news section. I thought I'd ask all of my 18 foundation course like nerds. Are any of you in here? Yes, Chloe raised a hand. You know the ACI 18 foundational courses? When you learn about karma, do you remember there's 2 kinds of karma? Yes. Okay. Just shout it out. What is the first one? Yeah, I was looking for, it's
Projecting and finishing?
motivating, right? And motivated, okay? So, I heard some other good answers in the room, like raw karma, is that better? Like, yeah, black and white karma, yeah. The one I was looking for is the thing that motivates, the motivating seeds, and the motivated seeds that we plant. So what you think, that expression, we are what we think, is the thing that motivates what we say and what we do. And all of it is putting a deep impression in your mind that then becomes the filter through which you experience everything. It becomes the reality that will either appear as something ethical or something that's not. And so if we could live an ethical life, then we could be happier and have a better world because we would have influenced our own perceiver that is the only world that really exists. Yeah? So I wanted to share that little bit of context as to why is ethics so important? And this practice we're given of the 6 times book is what then allows us to check that idea of we are what we think. Okay? That was my addition. Go ahead.
So let's get it let's put it on some ground a little bit, right? Let's make it a bit practical. Like, for example, like why you need all this work with your mind. Let's say you have your problem you were thinking about, right? You have no idea how to start. But actually, if you will follow those classes here, you will learn the actually practical way. maybe somebody should help you to understand why it is practical. Like yesterday, I know it was a long time ago, but there was another class, right? Do you remember what was the topic? Sharing, yes. Fancy, a new word is sharing, not giving anymore, not generosity. And dependent, what? Yeah, okay, good. So, perfection of sharing, right? So this is how we start. We were teaching recently, my husband and I, 6 perfections in one of ACI foundational courses, and we had a big debate. Why does it start with giving? You know, why does it not start with ethical life, right? And you can think for yourself. Our takeaway, and we exchanged our thoughts with Sarah yesterday, was if you cannot even give away something little, if you are stingy, you're constantly in the state of me, right? Very difficult to be really ethical, right? So first you share, you like, okay, a little bit. And then you think, okay, maybe I can stop hurting other people. Okay, maybe I will help myself if I don't hurt them, because the only person that I truly love will suffer right at the end. If I will hurt other people, I will have the karma ripening on me. So basically what you are studying here is rising stages of being able to watch your mind and control it ultimately, right? And this is the only way to change your reality. So a little bit sharing, carrots, potatoes, then a little bit more, a little bit less harm to other people, then no harm to other people, right? And then we go up. Maybe even we can stop our anger at some point, etc. Joyful effort, etc. So the cool thing about watching your mind, you can use your mind watching yourself as a GPS if you know the 10 good seeds. Oh my God, we have changed the names. Next slide, please. So we have rewritten them, yes. First, help people with their health and well-being. Second, share your resources and respect other people's belongings. Third, protect relationships. Be honest. Connect other people. We had a lot of debates on the harsh speech. Yeah. And we decided thoughtful speech, right? I mean, if you think a little bit, if you are not angry, then you will not say something stupid or harsh. Meaningful speech. Celebrate other people's good qualities. Coffee celebration, thank you Singapore for this expression. It comes from Jenny and Jenny's team. Coffee celebrate other people's successes. Be kind and cultivate compassion. And think about how the reality functions and how you can really change it, right? So those 10 good seeds to plant, if you see that the reality does not look like they are ripening, so maybe your problem that you were thinking about is related to one of those 10, and with the chance of probably 99.9%. If you know these correlations, then it's easy to navigate in your life, because you see, okay, what's going on? You see the wars, right? Okay, people are not kind and compassionate, right? People are angry. Then you know what to work on. You see, I don't know, maybe somebody sees corruption. Oh my goodness, no, not in this country, of course. But somebody sees corruption, you know what to work on, right? Share your resources and respect other people's belongings. If you see people saying, I don't know, Christians are dead, Muslims are dead, or I don't know, like nations, I don't know, Americans are dead, or I don't know, other. I even hesitate to say nations. You see, I don't want to split people apart. So, Austrians, yeah, okay, especially one. Then if you see it happening, maybe you have an idea what to work on, and maybe your problem is connected to one of those ones. I'm having actually my husband and I, as a group of people for a while, working on financial problems, and I was thinking I can share with you that financial issues are not financial usually. I mean, it's very easy to understand that you have to be generous, and most of people have no problem with this, but there can be other problems, like if I split people apart, then I cannot really reach my goals, right? I'm disconnected from my goals. Or if what else? If I'm angry, right? If I'm not kind and compassionate, then I kill the seeds I'm planting, basically. If I'm jealous, I'm not happy, I do not coffee celebrate other people getting what they want, then same, I'm damaging the seeds I'm planting. Basically, my third flower is ripening and I like, you know, and together with the third flower, killing the first. So this is how you can really use practically with your problem. Like think which one of those 10 principles is related to this problem. Even go deeper. If your problem is money, then maybe it's not only about money. Can I say I do something else, right, out of those? Look at my notes. Yeah, so...
Can I jump in and share a couple things?
Sure,
yeah,
of course.
Okay. So we were thinking of our list of the 10 virtues. And it was such a fun exercise to think about how we would say it. Like, how does this relate to my personal life and what I actually care about? So you are getting the Ina and Sarah version of the 10 virtues, or the flip of the 10 non-virtues. And that's another tip I encourage you to do. Especially if you've been doing vows or had this practice for a while and you've been looking at the same thing of like, I will not take the teacher's words. I don't know. I should have thought of the vow off the top of my head. But it becomes rote. Like, make it personal to you.
To listen as suggestion, right? I had hard time to understand that this is one of the Bodhisattva vows, right? I have to listen to suggest. I don't have to accept, but I have to listen, right?
Yeah. So give it your own flavor. And then the other thing I wanted to add to what Ina just shared about that GPS, like you see something in your world or in yourself that you don't like. And it's like, oh, I've got to take that as a clue as to what I need to work on. And then you get to be the scientist figuring out the correlations. But when you start to do these practices in a like consistent and heartfelt way, you'll start to see things like I was sharing earlier, like the unexpected results that you learn about your own mind and the results of that. Let me give you an example to hopefully explain what I'm trying to say. When I started working on my jealousy, one of the things that jealousy feeds off of is this sense that I'm not enough. I lack some quality that this other person has, and I'm upset about it. However, the tendency with jealousy is to go and break down their good qualities. When I'm jealous, I want to point out all of the problems with the perfect person, right? I'm like, well, she's not that perfect. I don't know, her shoes don't match her earrings or something stupid.
That's very bad.
Yeah, because I don't want to tell you what really goes on in my mind. But I started to see that by constantly tearing down someone else's good qualities, of course I feel a constant lack of good qualities in myself. And having those insights into the cause and effect relationship of your own mind, that is motivation to shift and change. That is the GPS to have a better experience of who you are and what your world is like and what it could be. So I wanted to add that little bit there.
So what actually is going on again is we are watching our mind, we learn how it functions, and when I know how my mind functions, like all these strange ways it goes, right? I understand also better other people. So when I understand better other people, it is easier to be more compassionate and to be better with keeping my keeping things I believe in, right? My values. Let's not call it vows. Let's call it values because they do reflect values, right? Not hurting other people, understand how the reality functions, help other people, right? This is how actually, when you actually start to, we really can start really help other people when we understand how it works. And wouldn't it be cool, I was thinking, we were thinking yesterday, if, let's say I'm up to something really stupid, and somebody comes and just say, stop, immediately, don't do it. I would be happy. I don't know, how about you? And it can be somebody else, but it can be you, yourself, in your mind, at some point when you watch it enough and learn all the tricky ways it goes and makes ourselves at the end miserable.
Yeah, that part is so cool. It's like by tracking your own mind and getting better at your own ethics, you're able to even notice other people's minds, and if you're lucky, help them with it. So I imagine you all have had an experience probably with someone you know very well, being able to kind of know what they're thinking. Has anyone had that experience?
With children, right?
Yeah. Or at least I think I'm reading my partner's mind. I hope that I'm not, though. But the cool thing is that actually starts to grow out in your world. Because this is my theory, all right? I didn't read this in scripture. this is just my own lived story, is that by getting familiar with your own thoughts and seeing how that connects to what you say and what you do, and here's the added thing, if you can think about your own thoughts and want to change them, because you recognize that they affect other people too. And what I say affects other people too. And I don't want to hurt people with my words. So if I learn my thoughts and become very aware of what I say and what I do, because I care about other people, you'll start to see other people's thoughts happening to them. Where is Ali? She probably just left. We were in even just in our regular staff meetings, it's really cool to watch two people who have worked together for a long time almost finish each other's sentences. And Tim and Ale have that. You start to kind of know the things going on with the people around you, and it even spreads out to, hopefully going from what our partner thinks to maybe some other people I don't know, being able to sense like, oh, maybe they just want to be seen right now, or whatever the thing is. So, and then we're going to take it to meditation, right? Right? I think so. Okay.
We will. So, because of this process that cleans our mind when we do the 6 times book, we watch our vows or beliefs, let's call it this way, our values. At some point, it creates space for meditation, because meditation comes from ethical life, right? It's very difficult to explain to people who never tried to meditate, but somehow it is impossible to meditate when we are not ethical. It changes, I mean, we know how to explain it. It changes the way prana flows, etc. Very difficult to focus. So it is a prerequisite. Going back to our initial meditation, the short meditation about your problem you have, if you will be able to focus better, you will be able to keep your ethics even better, and then it will lead you into a different state of mind where you will be able to catch yourself when you are doing something really counterproductive. And 100% it is what's going on if we do not reach what we want. We do something that is counterproductive. So naturally, we start with carrots and potatoes, sharing. Then we try to be ethical. We may not be perfect, but for most instances, if we give a good fight to our bad habits, then it plans that we will be able to overcome. Even when you do not do your good night book club, you can restart again. And at the end, I'm sure we all be successful. Even if you do not do your 6 times book regularly, just restart again and again, and with the time you will plant seeds. And also I suggest to help other people with this. Get a karmic partner. This is the only thing that helps me personally. If I don't have a karmic partner, then I do it for a while, and then something happens, another, trouble in my life, it's like weather, today it's raining, tomorrow it's thunderstorm, then sunny, and I cannot just lose my practice because of the changing of the weather, right? So I need a karmic partner to slow down for translators.
Покажи, тебе больно?
I need
Назур, ну
karmic
зачем так
partner in order
делать?
to reinvest
Малыш, иди
in
ко
the
мне.
seeds
Саш,
over and over. Maybe you have some other
что там
ideas
смотришь?
like
Куда ты
offering
падаешь?
the books, the six times books. I have seen somewhere here, I don't know if they are here or not, guys who developed a six times book. So that's also another cool idea. Some people are running groups in Telegram, chats in Telegram, volunteering to help people to watch their six, how to say, vows, right? So maybe something like it. Or maybe you will teach a class to help you with your six times book. It's all very valuable. But then the question comes, right? Watch our mind is important, meaning six times book is important. Meditation is also important. Meditation or six times book?
Yeah. It almost becomes like a diamond deal. Do you ever feel that way? Like, which practice do I do?
You cannot really choose, right? I mean, if we will step back and watch the process, it's not about the book. You can do it in your mind if you remember all your vows, or you can do it in your phone. The thing is, I have to remember regularly. And it's not true that if you have been doing it for a while, you will never forget it. You will. This is why. So it will not help you if you are doing it for 10 years or more. I was thinking I can never unlearn driving the car because I was driving like every day, you know, several hours a day for 10 or 15 years. No, I will never learn. 3 years I did. I was confusing the how to start the car. So same with, of course, with the commitments and 10 good seeds and vows. So there is no way to say, okay, if you meditate, then it's okay. You planted already seeds for meditation, then stop your six times book. No. The thing is that when we do six times book, it's like an observer. Geshe Michael calls it smoke alarm, right? Smoke detector. We train an observer in our mind, and it is exactly same observer that helps meditating. So basically, it's a common tool for both. One helps another one, and meditation helps to keep my values and reach my goals, get rid of my problems with the time, right? So I was thinking that one more trick that I started using recently in the six times book. Could you please go back to the previous slide? Like I was living to do empty. I don't know if you have it, the previous slide. So one of the tricks, put something in to do, even small thing related to the vow, like 2 minutes coffee meditation, maybe 30 seconds coffee meditation, maybe something that you can do right now. Don't postpone it, because it's a very cool way to create more seeds around the six times book and make it like really interactive.
Yeah. I wanted to add on that discussion about our ethical living, so that's second perfection, and how it connects to meditation, which then brings about more wisdom. In the sense that like, if we can see how connected they are, it helps us do them. At least it does for me. So we were talking about like the diamond deal of practices, you know? And logically, I understand that, oh, that second perfection of keeping ethics and watching my mind will improve my meditation. I can follow the logic in that. And that'll bring me about more wisdom. And that's going to be great because then I'm going to be even more ethical. But in my lived experience, like, it doesn't always feel that connected. Like, and I have in my brain that meditation is number one, the most important thing I have to do. I have to get up to meditating an hour a day, because if I don't, I'm never going to see emptiness. Then I'm just going to die and go to hell, you know? And
Or worse, temporary paradise.
yeah, right. Well, that could work. Anyway, so I have my hierarchy of practices of I must meditate, and then I should probably take care of my partner, depending on my mood, how it's going that day. I think he might be online. I love you. You are. And yoga is way at the bottom. Yoga is really far on the list for me for practices. Anyway, but I can say, if I really look, like when just getting to the cushion isn't happening, like when I've missed multiple days and, you know, oh yeah, that thing I'm supposed to do called meditate, the most important thing, I'm also not doing my book. Like that, for sure, I can see that correlation. So what if, instead of it being a diamond deal between our 6 times book and our meditation, we thought of how interconnected they are, and even start to, or like integrate that little coffee meditation as, well, that's a little bit of a meditation. Or when I'm doing the 7 ingredients practice at the start of a meditation, I'm checking my ethics there. Just another way to reframe the practices, hopefully so you get inspired to go and do them.
I have also one very practical way that very often helps me to remember to do my 6 times book. So I'm basically carrying everywhere, and I'm putting to the next station where I will be at. Like in the evening, I put it on the meditation table. I mean, I have a table for the text and stuff, and I put my book there because I know that this will be one of the first places I will go. So I do it first, and after meditation, I bring it to the next station. I don't do anything. I just leave it there. Then, like at my computer or at my in the dining room, you know, on the table. Then next time I do something, the rule is first I do the book, then I eat or I do the work. So maybe it will be helpful also for you, like to bring to your next working station. Because for me personally, reminders on my phone doesn't work at all. Like, because I just ignore it and have no shame, no guilt about it.
Swipe.
Yeah, so maybe for you it will work.
Yeah. All right, we're going into retreat next, right? Did we get all the
I
things?
have one more thing about the 6 times book. I remember I started to do it in 2014. And to be completely honest, I was not very detailed. I have seen another guy from my study group, his 6 times book. It's a little bit probably same feeling that you had for Supriya. I was like, ooh, cool. No, I will not do it. So it was so, you know, my 6 time book was like, da-dam. Like, either everything is bad or everything is cool. So, and then I, even with not detailed approach, just the fact I was really thinking about it, in 3-4 months, I realized like I was doing this vow, right? And I didn't understand much. I mean, I had some knowledge about it, but not deep. And then nobody was teaching me. I didn't get any new information about it directly. But somehow I was like, oh, actually, like new connections grew up in my mind, you know, like between the neurons, right? New synapses. And then I was like, ding, oh, this is what it was about. Like, and like the next flow, you know. And then a couple more months, same vow. It was amazing because I'm like, oh, it feels also this way, you know. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing if you do it consistently for a long period, over a long period of time. Your understanding grows. Also because these things like 10 good seeds, and if some of you have bodhisattva vows, which I guess is planned to give, right? One of the next days here, so so you can get your freedom or bodhisattva vows if you qualify for this. So then you kind of can get better results with the vows. And it feels really, really great. You think, oh, it's true. It does come from somebody who is not an ordinary being, because with the time you see connections between these vows, and you see why you needed to have freedom vows first, then on top of them bodhisattva vows. It's all very beautiful. It becomes like 3D, you know, like you have this weird feeling that somebody was watching your mind directly and guessed absolutely correctly what are the problems, and is helping you to make it to your goal, not only your small goal related to the problem that you have, or maybe it's big for you, but to a bigger goal, like the big goal, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So much depth and things to discover with that. And well, now we have to somehow connect that all to retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Well, what I was just going to say is, and then I'll let you share, because Ina actually has more experience with deep, long retreat. So I'd love if you could share how that went for you. But the opportunity we have to actually like put these practices on steroids is in retreat, you know? Like, again, I haven't done a month-long or a long retreat in that way, but I've seen people who have. And I've heard stories where people went to a deep retreat and it was really hard, and maybe they didn't, whatever it was, have the experience they expected. So here's what I propose. That by keeping your baseline practices of keeping your ethics, keeping a meditation practice, sharing when you can, you set yourself up for when you do have the container of retreat, and you can go in with a, like, jackknife? Is that what they use to dig really deep? Jackhammer. You can dig a hole 100 feet deep in your own mind and heart. And if you have done it as a daily practice, you've set yourself up for that opportunity in retreat. Because when you remove away all the noise of our daily life, it's you, your mind, and your practice. Yeah? Did you want to share about retreat?
Yeah, I do. I was thinking that recently I had a meeting with a group of people who were they're practicing one of the Buddhist practices for a while. I mean, for 2 years or 3 years already, and they told me like, okay, what's going on? Why the practice doesn't work? Instead of finishing up one war, we had the second, then we have the third one. You know, like, what's going on? And basically, I was also thinking like, what does it mean, right? And I think quite often we have this impression once we heard about the Pan story, you know, seeds, emptiness, 2 husbands in the kitchen, and Om Mani Padme Hum started 6 times book. Maybe meditate, that's it. Your old seeds, they are cancelled, completely pure, like, and you are a virgin again, you know. No. So, unfortunately, we have stuff, and maybe piles of stuff, and does it mean that the practice does not work? We cannot say, but definitely if the theory is true, then we have to take care somehow of this old stuff, right? And we have to connect this mind that cannot even think straight to the mind that is totally perfect. I mean, that's a trip, you know. So a retreat, it's a kind of tool that helps you to charge your practice or recharge your practice, and also make big changes, big changes. And it's difficult to imagine that you can really do it without getting into a retreat when you have basically nobody else to rely on and have to meet your own mind, you know, face to face for a while. I didn't do really long retreats. I did 1 month in November, but it's very difficult to stay if you do not understand how your mind functions. I mean, I know why people cannot stay long in retreats. It's hard. I mean, you have only you and nobody else to blame, nobody else to rely on. I mean, I was crying, like, for first 2 weeks I was crying every day, I don't know, 5 times. So not everybody cries, it was just my thing, you know. And basically I was crying because I was thinking, here where I am at right now, and here what I kind of want to become, and I do not see like how I can make the jump, you know. Like, I was like, that's not a fair jump, it's, I'm sorry, Grand Canyon jump, you know. Then you do something, you do stuff in your retreat, and you know what, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe there is a way. So why we are talking about it? Because you can solve, of course, your problem that you were thinking in the beginning of the class, but you can really do something bigger. I mean, much bigger, like seeing emptiness directly, stuff, etc. And it is possible if you will not think you have to jump on the rocket right now. It is possible when you know your mind. It will not run. It should first crawl, then walk, then run, then on a bike, then on a car, plane, rocket, you know, boom, you're on the moon. And the first step is share. 6 times book the second, don't lose the first ones, right? Then the next one is meditate, and then do retreats. That's basically it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have anything.
Okay, now close your eyes, because we will not let you go without this final coffee celebration. Think about that you have started your practice of sharing. And you still have your problem that you were thinking in the beginning. Then you learn to watch your mind with 6 times book. Then you started meditating regularly and focus with good quality on important objects. And at some point practice high teachings for a long period of time. And you feel good about it. And imagine that you will be able to solve your problem from the beginning of the class. Of course. But also there will be other fundamental changes. And you do retreats to get it done. And imagine how it will feel like. And give away all the seeds that you have planted with this class and this coffee celebration to everybody else who is like you. Also want to be happy. Open your eyes, go back to your breathing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Ina. Thanks, everybody. That's it.
Thank you everyone for joining the House Masterclass. And here says thank you to Ina and Sarah for sharing this session with us. We hope today's class brought not only insight, but also encouragement and a deeper sense of the connection to the teachings and to this community. This moment of deeper study can nourish us in lasting ways. And we are grateful to have shared this one together. Thank you for being here with us at ACI White House. We're looking forward to see you in the next session. Thank you so much.